Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So it's been an interesting 5 days, I think, 5, 6 days. A lot has happened, some good, some bad. Let's get into it. So, in the exciting news, I had 2 interviews. Yay! I had 2 interviews and I was so freaking nervous. I've interviewed before, but for like serving bartending positions, never like a corporate role. So I had to kind of like rewire how I describe my like skills, work ethic in a way that like sounded appealing towards like different companies that I wanted to work for. I made like a whole bunch of like trial questions, like mock interview questions, and wrote them down. And as I've said in other videos, I need color to even be able to read it and see it and remember it. And it actually worked. Would love to implement a prompt if anyone ever needs it, or like a Google Doc if anyone needs it, for like just trial interview questions, specifically like for people that have worked in like restaurant industry customer service towards like jobs that are just going towards corporate roles. Honestly, guys, I want a boring job. I don't know if I'm the only one out there. I want a boring job. Give me a job that does not cause me to be so burnt out. I will say this job though, I think it's like a call center, and when it did not say that in the description, which is honestly what I'm gonna teach with these prompts about selling yourself, because it definitely sold it to me without even saying the word call center. I didn't find that out until we were in the interview, and I was like, but I've seen good and bad things about people that work in a call center, and I know how to handle angry customers, but it's just more of like priorities. What am I willing to deal with? What do I want more? And yeah, it's something that I already know. I know how to like, but see, as a bartender, you get an angry guest, you just give them alcohol. Okay, we're not promoting alcoholism, I'm sorry, but like, if they're sitting at the bar, 9 times out of 10 they're drinking, and if they're angry about something, I am the type of bartender that's gonna just shut you up with a drink. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. Here's a drink on the house. Here's a free appetizer on the house. Because if I were in your shoes, I'd be angry too. I'm gonna give you something free, and we're gonna have a better experience after that. You know, like that's my method of madness for dealing with the customers that are really just mad about what's happening, and they need someone to take it out on. And so for a call center, it's like, what are those incentives? I feel like there's not much else you can do other than just get chewed out and then say your script and then hang up. But the benefits, healthcare, right? I need healthcare. So we'll see how that goes. She really liked me. I really liked her. Seemed to have a healthy environment there, but I don't know. We're gonna pray about it, pray for discernment and choosing the right job. The second job that I applied for or interviewed for was a coaching job for it's kind of like a tutor/coach for students with ADHD. And I was like, perfect. This is a perfect job for me to apply my psychology degree with, and I get healthcare benefits, and the pay is good, but the hours are like a little weird. I want to say it's like in shifts. It's like 3 to 5, and then like 5 to 7, and then there's one in the morning time too. I don't necessarily expect to hear back from them, because this was my first interview. I was so nervous. And this wasn't a live interview, by the way. This is like me answering the questions, recording my answer, and then sending it. So I had my little teleprompter in the back. I'm like over here memorizing my script. You only get 2 takes, by the way. And then my light died in the last take, and that kind of like had me frazzled. And so like all of the first 3 questions were like pretty pristine with how I answered them confidently and like, you know. And then the last one, the lighting was like like really crap, and it was nighttime, and like, very obviously nervous. You haven't had like an interview in a while? I highly suggest like practicing in the mirror. Like, yes, this is an obvious thing, but for me, for some reason, I just wanted to get it out of the way and I thought I was fine. And then I was like, wait, I need to be like talking to myself and practicing like making eye contact, saying what I need to say in a confident way and smiling and knowing what I'm talking about instead of just memorizing something. That was what I learned. The next thing that I wanted to kind of talk about that I kind of found like interesting is I'm going to put an example of a resume that I put. These are like my restaurant resumes that I never really thought anything was wrong with them. And bless my heart, I got a resume off of Canva that was like super cute, and like that was what I would send in to like restaurants and I would get hired and whatever. So like transfer that to like a now psychology graduate applying to real world big girl jobs, right? And sending these resumes in. And I'm like wondering why I'm not hearing back from anyone. I am not making fun of anyone that does this. This is not to make anyone feel bad. This is going to hopefully be informative for someone, but also if you're already informed about this, then this is just making fun of myself. Okay? I was sending these types of resumes into big girl jobs, not knowing about the Harvard resume. This is the Harvard resume. When you send a resume into like a big girl job, you should be sending in resumes that look like this, that are very digestible, easy to read, easy to scan. Also, when you're making resumes, you should be writing essentially what is written on the job application. If they're looking for someone with computer skills who are talented in Excel, you need to be putting it into your resume and catering your resume towards the job that you're applying to. What I'm learning and what I have learned is that there is a system that filters out applicants' resumes. And if they have the keywords, they send them forward to the person that is selecting candidates to interview. And if they don't have the keywords, you don't even make it to a real person. And that is essentially what was happening to me, because I was applying to hundreds of jobs and not hearing a single thing back. Actually, I would hear something back. I would get the, "We regret to inform you. Unfortunately, we're moving on to the next applicant. Thank you so much for applying." You know, like those kinds of emails. And I'm like, there's something wrong. Yes, there's also something wrong with the job market. Like, it is really bad. People that say they're hiring are not actually hiring. But at the same time, there's no way that all of these jobs that I'm seeing on LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, Handshake, all of the job searching apps, that none of these places are hiring. There's something that I'm doing that's wrong. So I took it upon myself to apply this Harvard resume and catered it to, filtered in my stuff, made it sound more, grown up, not just that I waited tables, poured drinks for people. I have effective communication skills. I'm very great at problem solving under pressure, working well under pressure. I know how to adapt to other people's personalities, things like that kind of like sound more appealing than just like, oh, this is just another restaurant. Why is she applying? I started hearing back from people. I'll put that in the description box below too for anyone that is applying to jobs and maybe needs to tailor their resume to look just a little bit more clean. I was like, what? Who doesn't want a fun resume? Like, this is so cute. I love it. No. We need things that are just, how many applicants they're getting in a day? They're not trying to find where your phone number is on the page or where your qualifications are on the page. They need something that's just like, I think that's kind of like all I want to talk about in this video. I have a separate video that I think I'm going to post about certain just like soft girl things that I'm trying to implement in my life so that I'm not like so masculine energy version of myself, just because this has been a discouraging time. Not having a job. My rent is due like in 4 days. Not even. It's due in 3 days. I need to have certain habits that need to change. One involving doom scrolling and comparing myself to other people and stuff like that. So I had a whole another video that I made that's like really short that kind of goes into that. This one is just kind of like updating you guys on the job stuff. So yeah, everything is gonna work out. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's gonna be okay. We got this. We're in this together. And yeah, I love you. You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. And I hope that you guys have the best rest of your day or night, whatever it is for you. And yeah, stay beautiful, stay great. Love you. See you in the next video.